of the NBA Finals, the award of the Lilac Ball Award. Some people paid a fortune tonight to be sitting in Madison Square Garden. You paid a fortune to be sitting here, which means one of two things. Either you're incredibly generous or you don't know how to read the Ticketmaster seating chart. Either way, we're incredibly grateful. I have two jobs here tonight: to accept the Lilac Ball Award on behalf of Kelso and to introduce our co-honoree, my longtime friend and colleague, Frank Bynum. The normal move would be for me to now pivot to a list of Frank's many accomplishments, but instead, I would like us to begin by considering one word: access. Access sounds, at first, like a fairly ordinary word. Administrative, almost. Something involving passwords, key cards, or permission slips. But when you pause to think about it, access may be one of the most powerful forces in shaping a human life. Despite the fact that talent is widespread, potential is widespread, ambition is widespread, access is not. And that idea that talent is everywhere, but access has to be fought for, is a thread that ties together Prep for Prep and Kelso and Company. In quite different ways, both institutions are built around the belief that when talented people are given meaningful access to opportunity, and then given the time and support to develop, extraordinary things can happen. At Kelso, the mechanism is ownership. Our firm's founder, Louis Kelso, believed that more people should have the opportunity to participate in economic life through ownership. He helped pioneer employee stock ownership plans as a way to broaden access to equity ownership and shared success. At Prep for Prep, the mechanism is education. Same idea, different arenas. And that is where Frank comes in. Frank has always understood that access is only the beginning. What changes lives is what comes after the door opens. The encouragement, the mentorship, the advocacy, and the steady belief in someone's potential. That requires a certain kind of loyalty, and loyalty is one of Frank's defining qualities. He's been at Kelso for nearly 40 years. His professional and personal relationships all span multiple decades. And for 26 years, he's shown up for Prep consistently and generously. To put that in perspective, the Prep students here tonight were not even born when Frank first began supporting this organization. Think about that for a minute. Despite the baby face, he's really, really old. And he did so over all these years because he understands something fundamental. Changing the trajectory of a young person's life rarely happens through one dramatic moment. It happens cumulatively through mentorship, encouragement, exposure, trust, and the steady expansion of what a young person believes is possible for themselves. For nearly 30 years I've known him, I've watched Frank do this again and again. He gives people his time, he gives them his counsel, he gives them his confidence. And when Frank commits to a person, a place, or a purpose, he does so with unusual depth and consistency. He's done that at Kelso, where he's helped build not only a firm, but a culture. One defined by humility, high standards, and genuine commitment to one another. He also promotes a culture of giving back. It's no wonder that there are 4 of us from Kelso on the Prep board and 1 on the Associates Council. And he's done that for Prep, helping make the promise of this organization real for generations of students. In investing, we sometimes talk about the magic of compounding returns. But if you really think about it, the most extraordinary compounding happens in human beings. A young person gains access to a school, which leads to a special teacher, which leads to confidence, which leads to a different sense of what is unimaginable for their own future. And decades later, that person is often creating opportunity for someone else. That is the quiet power of institutions like Prep for Prep. It is why tonight's honoree matters so much to this organization. because Frank has helped make that possibility real through years of steady, loyal commitment. And that, to me, is a perfect reason to honor him tonight. Please join me in welcoming Frank Bynum.